It's dawn on Good Friday. Easter sunrise ushers in the start of arguably Africa's biggest and oldest youth competition, the 20th Metropolitan Premier CUP. For Cole Alexander from Mitchell's Plain in Cape Town, it's a big day. The 17-year-old is gearing up to participate in the 2008 Metropolitan Premier CUP. Like every footballer his age, the midfielder dreams of representing Bafana Bafana at the 2010 FIFA World Cup to be held in South Africa. His first step towards that dream was when he was recruited to Ajax Cape Town's youth academy. And he's highly rated.
Oh, he's got an excellent attitude and he's got a fantastic engine. Box to box he's got a lot of potential and we're expecting a lot from him. And he's definitely got the potential to play in the PSL and to go further.
He hopes playing in the Bayhill, as it was previously known, will be another step to his dream. The Under-19 tournament has long been a platform to rise to fame.
There's lots of scouts coming to watch and you never know who's watching you and stuff. It can easily be one of the biggest coaches around and can easily sign you or something. It's a big thing here for all of us.
The Metropolitan Cup is important because it exposes young up-and-coming talent, and I believe it helps you for competitiveness, because this is one of the biggest tournaments.
Metropolitan Cup is also helping the other players to reach the national team. There's also the scouts here from the PSL. The players are playing well and to keep them out of the drugs.
Scouts from all over were in attendance.
This tournament is now 20 years old and it's now got a status of world class. And then the football side to have a look at the level and have a look at the players. Robin Johannes, Larado Chibanga, just from my days at Tux, George Maluleka, Bongani Kumalo, those are all boys that have come through Metropolitan.
Bafana Bafana stars Benny McCarthy, Nassif Morris, Brad Evans and Munib Josephs are but a few who rose to fame at the prestigious tournament. Another fine example is their Bafana Bafana teammate, Bryce Moon.
The Metropolitan Cup, definitely it was a platform for me and for a lot of other players in the PSL, even players playing abroad like the likes of Nassif Morris. So yeah, definitely it's a platform.
Romano Scott won the Premier Cup title with Ajax in 2004. Now playing for Santos in the Premier Soccer League, Scott says the tournament had a massive impact on his career.
I think that had a good and a major impact in my career, considering the fact that I've always watched the Bayhill as a young lad and seen the likes of Munib Joseph, Elton Medding, my brother Carlos Scott. Loads of players being produced from that Metropolitan Cup, and definitely I think that today I'm proud that I was associated in playing in the Bayhill and reaping my benefits today.
And this is the reason Cole and so many South African youth believe the tournament to be the ultimate showcase for aspiring youth. But it's not just about producing talent. The annual event was formed 2 decades ago by members of the Bayhill Football Club. And it's been organized by the very same individuals for 20 years without failure.
We're very proud to actually be part of this affair.
Metropolitan identified the potential and the tournament just 1 year after its inception.
The idea of the Under-19 tournament was born to be the stopgap between junior and senior, and to keep the children involved in soccer.
The tournament is a stepping stone for our young talent, and they know that the scouts will be at this event, and the opportunity is for them to proceed to international level.
The company extended its belief in the ability of the youth with the introduction of a new campaign, where African legends are born. The tournament has evolved the company's corporate social investment objectives, creating a platform for community involvement and holistic development. The company is now also developing the SAFA Metropolitan National Under-19 League and the COSAFA Under-20 Youth Championships. Each of these dovetails into the other, building up a cohesive network that supports under-19 football. The aim is to ultimately breed talent and inspire youth to success.
From a CSI point of view, it gives us an opportunity to participate with the communities that we do business in issues that are important to them. It also helps in a country that is transforming to say to the youth, there is an option that you can take to grow up to be a good citizen, to stay off the streets, to stay off any other activities that are not good for you. So football provides an opportunity for the young people to grow up disciplined, in good health, but also because they start to travel, they start to see how other people live, and that's a main contributing factor to developing good citizenship.
The tournament also encourages and develops service providers from its surrounding communities. As part of its holistic development, it also includes a life skills training session for players during the competition.
We need players to be fit on and off the field, and life skills has become not really important, it has become compulsory for players, because you need to equip players both technically on the field and then on a life skills side that's off the field, how to equip them with basic life skills, because you cannot have an excellent player and then not being equipped with the right skills for life.
As the competition celebrated its 20th anniversary, organizers pulled all the stops for the opening ceremony. Such is the stature of the event that it was graced with the presence of the COSAFA president, Suketu Patel.
It's naturally a stepping stone to the next level. You have a number of young children here who could be picked up by professional clubs, who can then go on to play for national teams or the Olympic teams. So it's a stepping stone for greatness, for people who want to improve and do better in making a career out of football.
32 teams from across the country qualified and were drawn in 8 groups at a glittering launch.
For a city, an event like this also provides a competitive edge internationally for us. And so it is our ambition that a tournament like this under-19 tournament will lead to more and more international soccer events coming to Cape Town.
The 2 top teams of each group qualifies for the last 16. In Group A, defending champions Bright Stars were drawn to play Supersport United, Salt River Blackpool and Greenwood Athletic. After the spectacular opening ceremony, Bright Stars played the opening match, beating Supersport United 2-0. As expected, the champions qualified to the next round with second-placed Greenwood. Stars were unbeaten with 2 wins and a draw. But it was rather disappointing for the Matsatsansa under-19, who finished 3rd in Group A. In Group B, host club Bayhill United faced Bloemfontein Celtic, the Provincial Academy and Hazendal United. Bloemfontein Celtic progressed to the last 16 with a 100% record, winning 3 out of 3 matches. Here's the winning goal in Celtic's 2-1 win over Bayhill. Punya Selesele finished top. In second position, 4 points adrift was host club Bayhill United. In Group C, Platinum Stars, Belhar FC, UK side South Nottingham College and Saxon Rovers were drawn together. Platinum Stars impressed with 2 wins and qualified for the last 16. South Nottingham College finished in 2nd place on the Group C log standings and also reached the knockout stage of the competition. Morocco Swallows, Belhar Spurs, Mr Price Parkhurst and Greater Philippi made up Group D. Morocco Swallows proved a well-organized unit. The Birds finished in the number 1 spot in the group. Mr Price Parkhurst also ensured they qualify as runners-up. Atletico FC, Wolves United, Avondale Atletico and Mamelodi Sundowns formed Group E. Sundowns were runners-up and qualified for the next round. Here, Sundowns beat Avondale 2-1. But Wolves United surprised everyone by finishing top of the Group E log standings 1 point above the Brazilians. Bidvest Wits, German side Wiesbaden, Strandfontein and Milano Hotspurs formed Group F. Wits grabbed top honours. Milano Hotspurs was impressive to finish 2nd. But German side Wiesbaden failed to win a single match. Group G was billed the Group of Death. Cole and his Ajax Cape Town teammates needed to prove their mettle against Show Village United, their old foes Old Mutual Academy and Boerland side Marties FC. And so they did. Here, Xolani Jantjie starts a stunning Ajax move with some silky skills. And finishes it off like a seasoned professional. In the process, Ajax Cape Town thrashed Show Village 4-0. The Urban Warriors under-19s progressed to the last 16 with a 100% record. Old Mutual qualified with the Urban Warriors under-19s from Group G.
I feel that this year we're going to take the tournament because we've got a very strong team, yeah. And I know that we will, and we're going to take it.
Group H included Engine Santos, Sibaya Bootlaces Football Academy, Hout Bay Celtic and Dalmans Midas. It wasn't a good tournament for former champions Santos. Duncan Crowley's side was eliminated in the group stages, finishing 3rd. Bootlaces, who scored the most goals in the group stages, a whopping 10 goals in 3 matches, progressed with Dalmans Midas.
Absolutely fantastic tournament. The tournament it's a tournament at the right age as well. This is the next step before a player becomes a senior player. And this tournament is so well organized, and his reputation speaks for itself if you look at how many players that came through the Metropolitan League are playing professional soccer, not only in South Africa but overseas as well.
The last 16 proved fatal for the defending champions Bright Stars. Mr. Price Parkhurst sent them packing 4-1 on penalties.
Yesterday we played at 10 o'clock in the night and we slept and we woke up 6 o'clock in the morning. That is about 3 games in 24 hours. So sometimes the body doesn't allow to perform. But there is no complaint. Football is football.
Meanwhile, surprise package Bootlaces continued their impressive run. The KwaZulu-Natal side eliminated Sundowns with a 2-1 win.
It's the platform where our under-19 they can enhance their talent or breed the senior team for the senior team, so that the senior team, they mustn't buy players, they must take from the development.
Ajax faced Milano Hotspurs and marched into the quarters with a 2-0 win. Although Cole wants to progress as an individual, he knows that he can't do it without his teammates. Thus, he attributes their success to teamwork.
I think now we stand a better chance to win the tournament, and I know all of these guys, we can do it. I think Platinum Stars is going to be a good game between us because we always have competition even in Joburg as well. They won us the last time in the Super Sport Under 19 Cup. They won us in the final, so I think this time we'll be prepared for them.
Morocco Swallows proved too much for Greenwood Athletic. The Birds hammered Greenwood 3-0. Punya Selesele had no problems in sending South Nottingham College packing. Celtic beat the British side 3-1. Eight teams qualified for the quarter-finals. Mr. Price Parkhurst, Old Mutual Academy, Ajax Cape Town, Platinum Stars, Bootlaces Academy, Dalmans Miders, Bloemfontein Celtic and Morocco Swallows. Mr. Price Parkhurst met Old Mutual Academy, but it was the Mitchells Plain side who reached the semi-finals with a narrow 1-0 victory. And so Ajax Cape Town met the Supersport Cup nemesis in the form of Platinum Stars in the quarter-finals. And it appeared as if history was about to repeat itself when Stars grabbed an early lead. But Ajax recovered and conquered their demon with a 2-1 win.
Firstly, it's important that you expose your players at a good level, because you're playing against other PSL clubs, and it's a good gauge just to see how far your development has gone, and also to see if the guys can step up to the next level, which is playing at Premier Leagues.
Bootlaces, who proved the surprise package of the competition, also marched on. They beat Dalmans Miders 3-2 to reach the semi-finals. Bloemfontein Celtic continued their stunning run. In their quarter-final encounter, Punya Selesele beat Morocco Swallows 2-1. Sunset on Easter Sunday. 4 teams remain in the competition. Ajax Cape Town met Sibaya Bootlaces Academy. Mohamed Brander opened the scoring for Ajax. Cecil Lolo doubled the lead. Andy Lembenyane made it 3-0 and Kolani Janji sealed the match and sent Ajax into the 2008 final.
This is actually out of the third time that I'm playing in the tournament, and it's the first time I'm reaching the final.
Bloemfontein Celtic thrashed Mr. Price Parkhurst 3-1. Tournament top scorer Gracious Sepamore scored his second hat-trick of the competition to take Celtic into the final. And so, Ajax Cape Town faced Bloemfontein Celtic in the 2008 Metropolitan Premier CUP finals. Ajax dominated from the start. And after just 10 minutes, the Urban Warriors took the lead through Shamikh Doughty with this stunning free kick. Klaassen got the second goal when Celtic goalkeeper Tato Haraba failed to gather a cross from the right. Ajax had several chances after that and were far superior. Klaassen got his second goal of the match from this stunning passing move. At the break, Ajax Cape Town were leading 3-0. There was no respite for Celtic after the break either, as Ajax doubled their first half lead. Goals from Mohamed Brander, Andy Lembenyane, and substitute Cecil Lolo. Ajax lifted the title for the 4th time with a record scoreline. But striving towards the dream for Cole was not over. He led the squad to prayer immediately after the famous victory.
It's finally over. I feel great, and I think the team did exceptionally well. And all thanks to the great one above for letting us win the tournament.
The team has been very focused through this whole tournament. They set themselves some goals at the beginning of the tournament, and they've stayed focused, and they've achieved what they did in the day's final. As it is with Ajax policy of promoting youngsters, there's a couple of these players that will definitely push up into the PSL.
But many accolades need to go to Celtic in their first appearance at the Metropolitan Premier CUP. They left a lasting impression, winning all their matches right up until the final.
For the final, to lose 6-0, it can be a record, but on my behalf, it's an achievement. But 6-0, we lost the final.
Cole's central midfield compatriot Dylan Klaassen received the Player of the Tournament award. Klaassen put pen to paper on a 4-year contract with Ajax Amsterdam.
We are proud, definitely are proud of those that have succeeded and continue to play football internationally or nationally or otherwise. But also there are others who hopefully have learned something and they've moved on to other things other than football, because we're just trying to create an opportunity for the young people to learn. So we won't say that because they haven't gone on to play for big clubs or anywhere, or they've deviated from football, the involvement was not successful. We hope everybody that gets involved in this process does get something that helps them grow.
And it's just that which stands Cole in good stead. He did not receive any of the top individual honors, but he played a significant role in his team's success. Only time will tell if he gets to live his dream. and who will count against that?